Weekly update for Friday, March 2nd, and talking really fast again because we got a lot to get through here. First results from the auctions we've been doing to keep Dave Fisher and Roley gainfully employed as we can. The prototype portfolio number 000 went to Bill R for $190.50. Thank you, Bill R. The undateable Cerebus, Eddie K got that for $107.50. The unbettable Vark, Lee Thacker. Happy to see Lee get that one because Lee came up with the unbettable Vark. That went for $107.50. Derek J, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Cerebi, final proof. Went for $177.50, and the latest auction result, Eddie K again, getting Nick Calm, Agent of Codpiece. So we're still working on what happens when eBay gets their cut and PayPal gets their cut, and how much it's going to cost to get some packaging together so that we can be shipping these packages out as quickly as possible. And we'll be keeping you updated on that. But right now it looks like there's a number of hours worth of revenues that will keep the doors open and will keep Dave Fisher and Roley not necessarily busy, but gainfully employed. Okay, on to the auctions for this week. And Tales of Sophistication. First appearance of the Iron Manticore. Last week's Cerebus and Hell strips. This came in from Benjamin Hobbs. This is a copy of his fax, which you will be getting. Came in February 20th, and I went right away, yeah, I can do something with this. The Iron Manticore is in. Bitten by a chunk of radioactive iron, the last son of Earth, Manticore. Still a bit traumatized because he saw his parents shot to death after a late night showing of RoboCop. The Iron Manticore, from the international talent that brought you Fornicators Incorporated, Spidervark, and Cerebus Woman. So right away I asked Benjamin, can you send me a clean copy of the Iron Manticore? And he faxed that over in time for me to start pasting up the strips for this week. And we'll do the first one for you. The legend of the Iron Manticore begins here. And he says, first I need a rockin' theme song. Iron Manticore, he will make you pant for more. Look up. Here comes the Iron Manticore. Does this sound familiar? Is he mighty? Listen, dude. Last son of a Manticore brood. Can he fly? Way up high. Take a look up in the sky. Word up. There goes the Iron Manticore. And as you can see, you get this really cheesy animation effect where he's just going forward and going back. Harkening back to those really brilliant Marvel cartoons, superhero cartoons from the 1960s. So you will be getting in this package the first 7 Iron Manticore strips mocked up, and as usual you'll get all the little bits and pieces that went into pasting up the first week of the Iron Manticore in with your package in a magazine comic bag with magazine backing board. And while I was doing the sequence of the Iron Manticore performing the Iron Manticore theme song at the halftime show at the Super Bowl, spoiler warning, I went, I really need some solid black that I can photocopy so that we just have the white spotlight coming down on the Iron Manticore. So I came downstairs looking for a tracing paper pad, which those usually had black covers, and I couldn't find any of the tracing paper pads. They're someplace else. But I went, oh, this is solid black. What the heck is this? So I pulled this out, and this is from a few years ago when David Banks, a bookbinder in Nebraska, I believe, that's where David was, mocked up what he could do with bound volumes of Cerebus. So you have this black box. Our black boxes are not going to look as cool as this, but a black box, Dave Sim Cerebus in gold lettering, and when you open it up, this is what the bound volume of Cerebus volumes would have looked like. Dave Sim Cerebus with, as you can see, a stylized Cerebus from the cover of #1, and inside just blank pages, because he was just showing me what 500 pages altogether would look like. So if you want to bid on this item, you can sit down with the wife and the kids and actually copy out Cerebus #1 through 25, page by page. Just hours and hours of fun for the whole family. So that will be our second auction item, the seminal Cerebus, Dave Sim Cerebus black box, one-of-a-kind item, and I don't know what you're going to do with 500 blank pages inside there. Use your imagination. Okay, so that takes care of the first two auction items. The third auction item that we're going to be doing this time around is Cerebus Archive #1, the variant cover, the zombie variant Cerebus Archive #1 from 2009. Yeah, that's 9 years ago. Sorry to break that to you. It comes as a shock to me as well. It's the Cerebus Archive #1, but it's the variant copy. Actually, this would be the rarest Cerebus #1, but technically it's not a Cerebus #1, it's a variant cover. So we don't really include it. But I think there was only 50, 100, 200 copies of this. You had to buy 20 copies of Cerebus Archive #1 to get a variant #1. So we've got that as the next auction item, and then what the heck, as long as we're on a streak, I had this out for another purpose, but I figured, well, what the heck, as long as I got one of these copies out as well. This is the Cerebus Archive #2 variant cover with the only Barack Obama zombie cover in existence. Barack Obama, this was just after he was inaugurated, commemorating his first international trip to Canada, February 19th, 2009, and also with a zombie Cerebus in the corner, obviously a parody of the cover of Cerebus #2. Itself a parody of Nick Fury #3, I believe, from Marvel Comics, the Jim Steranko cover. So that will be the, I'm losing track here, 1, 2, 3, 4th auction item this week, and the 5th auction item this week will be the #3 out of 360 Cerebus Matisse the Unknown Turtle jam poster, that jam print that Kevin Eastman and I did back in 2012 on the first Kickstarter campaign. I roughed in the turtles, and Kevin had a good laugh over that and went, no, I'll draw the turtles. Nice try, Dave. And I penciled and inked and put the tone on Cerebus as the central figure, the idea being that he was the unknown turtle, Matisse. So this is signed by Kevin Eastman and by me, number 3 out of 360, and this can any one of these can be personalized to the winning bidder, or you can get it just signed. And to the rescue, Comixology. Yes, sir, Comixology, a division of Amazon.com, comes to the rescue with a check for $111.44. I know it was hard for me to contain my excitement as well. And that's 3/4 of proceeds from High Society on Comixology. Sean Robinson wrote a piece a while ago called Why We're Not Dealing with Comixology. Maybe I'll get him to post that to a moment of Cerebus. It was pretty funny. Anyway, all of your many hours of dealing with Comixology were not in vain, Sean. $111.44. Q2 2017, $52.08. Q3 October 2017, $32.70. And January 2018, $26.60. 2666. Get it? So $52, $32, $26. I think we see a trend here. Okay, and the last item, how are we doing here for time? 11 minutes. We're really pushing it. Okay, facts from Sean Robinson, taking a closer look at the Volume 1 of Cerebus that Studio Comics Press did as a test. Can Studio Comics Press print the trade paperbacks with sufficient clarity? This was the first facts that I got from Sean. On the one hand, it looks much, much better than I had imagined, certainly leagues beyond where, say, Comics Press was. The resolution on the digital presses seems to have improved quite a bit. But the resolution still isn't anywhere near where we've been able to get with Marquee and Friesens, where there's no real limit to the amount you can put on the page, as your eye is incapable of resolving it. So in summary, it's way better than I expected, but still not near the quality of an offset press, but much, much closer than in the past. What percentage of readers would notice without a side-by-side comparison, I don't really know. And the latest word from Sean is he's sort of reconsidered that and is now going, he's also, Alfonso's got the black cranked up way, way, way too dark on this. Let's see what happens if he turns the black down a little bit and finesses this and does a little different thing with that over there. And right now, as I am speaking to you, Alfonso will be getting the test signature that we did with Friesens and with Marquee of the most complicated pages from Jocka's story with the most difficult resolution problems on them, and we will see when they run that test and get that out to Sean. Last week's number 1 out of 1 test could end up being a far more significant historical piece. It could be the first trade paperback printed by Studio Comics Press. So stay tuned for further details on that. And apart from that, just going to show you a quick clip of Rolly's work out the back, all of the correspondence boxes that he has gotten done. No, we're not going to do that. We'll save that for next week. I'm running out of time. Okay, see you, I hope a bunch of you, on Friday, March 9th.